What's up, y'all? I'll get started right here in a second. All right. Down a little bit here. All right. We're a little bit early, and that's okay. Let's get out this disclaimer. Y'all know the disclaimer. And man, it's a little bit more positive music. William, what's up, my guy? Something a little bit more positive for a minute. Had a really shitty day yesterday, or the day before yesterday, so I'm feeling a little bit better now, man. See what I'm saying? Life happens, right? It's all good. Just letting it slap. All right. 11 o'clock. Here we go. All right, y'all. Glad to hear. I'm glad to see a lot of people showing up. Nice to see y'all. I'm Keith. It's 11 o'clock. It's time to get into some shit. Right? Let's see. I'm going to put my hat on real quick, because I wasn't prepared. Now, let's rock and roll. That's better. The lights in my eyes. All right. Back scratch. There we go. All right, let's see who's all in here real fast. Like, Mullet, what's up? Everyone is equal. What's up? There's me. I'm here. Frank, Corey, Drizzy, what's up? William Childers, what's up? Cuzzo, what's up? Pops, what's up? Jude, Ali, what's up, my friend? Smooth, what's up, man? Terry's here. Eric. What else we got? It's RWM. What's up, Rob? Ashley Vandermeer. Good evening. How are you, my lady? Anthony, what's up? So, if you would, for a second here, just take your time to, not the disclaimer. There's a disclaimer. This is not financial advice. I don't do financial advice. I'm just a guy on the internet documenting what I do. If you would, take a second to click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can see what we're doing every time we do it. It'll automatically pop up for you. And YouTube will tell you, hey, knock, knock, we're about to get a live stream started. You should come watch. YouTube fucked us over on Tuesday. We didn't get to do anything on Tuesday because YouTube was nice enough to go down right at 11:03, right when we started. Isn't that awesome? Thanks a lot, YouTube. You really helped us out on that one. Either way, it doesn't matter. We're just going to do what we were going to do Tuesday today. Difference is the market dropped dramatically since then, so we got something to talk about, right? It's all good. What's up, Rob? What's up, China Matt? Renowned. John Martin, Bullish CEO. Pascal, what's up? All right, so, hey, what's up, Mike Tech? Ryan McDonald, see you, brother. Lurkers. To the lurkers, man. I never talk to the lurkers really because I wish everybody would talk on here. I kind of want everybody to participate. But what's up, lurkers? I mean, it's good to have people who want to see but don't want to be heard. I'm fine with that. I would like it if you talk though. Let's shoot the shit, man. Let's go back and forth. So, first things first. Let's get into the market a little bit, and then I want to talk about what we got planned here. So, I preach this all the time. But what I want everybody to do, hey, what's up, Kelly? What I want everybody to do is, if you're on a daily chart, if you're on a 4-hour chart, 12-hour, stop. I just want you to stop what you're doing. And we're not going to look at that. We're going to look at the weekly and the monthly. And we're going to look at the monthly first. And why is that? I say this all the time. I preach it. If you were here, I would have this ruler and I'd be popping people for not listening. But I say this all the time. The high time frames rule all, okay? You get lost looking at the low time frames and you miss stuff. And you get mad that you miss it and wonder why it happened. And it's basically because these high time frames kind of run the show. And I want to show you what I'm talking about, and then we'll go through why I say what I say, okay? So obviously, let's start with Bitcoin. Everybody likes to blame everything on Bitcoin constantly. We always have to say that's Bitcoin's fault, this, that, and the other. And we're going to go over tonight why that's not necessarily always the case, and talk a little bit about the different things that can and should be seen. Next Tuesday is going to be extremely technical, all right? Because another thing that's happened is over the last few days, I constantly keep saying this is just part of life. This is the way it works. This is just a high time frame correction. You should be prepared for this. Well, people don't get it. So what I'm going to do next Tuesday is we're going to go hyper technical. And if you don't like it, I'm very sorry, but too bad. Okay. I spend about 14 hours a day charting. Even while I'm at work, I'm charting. While I'm at home, I'm charting. Baseball games. When the kid's not hitting or playing, I'm charting. In the bed before I go to sleep, I chart. On the way to work and back, I chart. So I spend a lot of time doing this. It's not that I'm bragging about that. It's just that I'm saying I practice it nonstop. And I do a lot of different things technically wise that maybe some other people don't want to do or don't want to hear about, but you're going to get it on Tuesday. So, hey man, open up your ears and take it. Okay. So first things first, let's get into, like I said, Bitcoin first. We're going to go over to cointrader.pro/charts. And why is that? Because CoinTrader has all the historic data for almost every coin. All right. So some of the new ones don't pop up there yet. What's up, Vertical Pedal? Hey, what's up, Tristan? Didn't see you, bro. My bad. So I want to show you what I'm talking about. The historical data ends up being important. This is Bitcoin all the way back to 2013. Obviously, Bitcoin started before that, I think. But this is all the data I have. Okay. So either way, we see that this is clearly in a uprising parallel channel. Now, what is an uprising parallel channel? Well, parallel channels are pretty simple. It's just a line of resistance on top and a line of support on bottom that are going in an upward fashion. Obviously, you can see that. You can see there's an upward line, a middle line, and a base line or a bottom line. All right, so it's been pretty clear that it's hit this line very nicely and cleanly. It hit the upward line pretty cleanly, not perfectly. Came back down and checked the midline and tried to hold it and failed. It tried to break the midline here and failed. Came back down and touched the base. Stayed above the 8, which is beautiful. It never really threw you a monthly sale. It tried to, but it just scared you and popped back up. And then here we are again where we are now. So how do you draw a parallel channel? Well, first thing I'll do is I'll take this one off and I'll show you. Parallel channel tool is over here under the trend lines. So you got trend line, yada, yada, yada. Parallel channel is right here. You click parallel channel. You have to draw the bottom line first. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start all the way back at the beginning of Bitcoin. And I'm going to pull this line. I clicked it and I'm going to pull this line up nice and far. And I click it again. And then it's going to give me the option to drag the top line. And here we go. We're dragging the top line now. So we can go as high or as short as we want to. We could say, if you really wanted to be silly, you could say that we've never broke the midline. But I don't like to be that way. I like to play the chart more pessimistic. No hopium, right? So you can't get every wick perfect. Sometimes you can, but most of the time you can't. So the idea is to get as many touching the baseline and the top line as you can. And you'll kind of see the rest iron itself out for you. And there you go. That's pretty close, right? Not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. You got, the top's getting hit here, the bottom's getting hit here, yada, yada, yada. Either way, you see what I'm talking about. This thing went over the midline and has since then pulled this big, ugly red candle, but it bounced right off the 8 EMA on a high time frame. If this was a daily chart, like this, and you've seen it bounce in the 8 EMA over here, like this, you'd say, oh, that's no problem. I'm still in. And you'd be perfectly fine with that, okay? But because it happens on the monthly, everybody panics. Like it's the end of the world, like we had some kind of big dump. And that's not what happened. It's just a high time frame retracement. This is cointrader.pro/charts, Rob, RWM. It's more data on there. So, if you were looking at this as a daily chart, you would have no problem with this. You'd be staying in it and you'd be riding it and letting it go. But people see it monthly, they start to panic. et cetera, okay? On these coin trader charts here, you don't have any exchange data. It's just automatically done for you. It just is the coin. So how did I know it was going to hit 65,000? That was my target that I said 65,000 is where I think it's going to stop and pull back. How did I know that? Well, I knew that because of fib retracement, okay? Fib retracement is right here underneath the trend line tool. There's another one that's like a pitchfork. If you drop down and look, you got fib retracement right here. From this high to this low, right here. From this high to this low, I just drug it over here to the right so it'd be out of the way. Cleanly to 1618. Cleanly to 1618. And I didn't even draw the fib perfect. Got close, right? That's close. This one's a little off. There we go. Either way, so close, okay? I didn't say 65. I said 62.5. I'm sorry. Either way, it hit 65. 62.8 was where the 1618 line was. Now, was it assured that it was going to stop there? No, it wasn't assured. It wasn't assured it was going to stop there. But there's a high probability that was what was going to happen. Okay, I was willing to take a gamble on that happening, and it paid off. Okay, I actually pulled some profits on other coins, not Bitcoin, because I don't even own any Bitcoin, but I pulled some profits on other coins, and I actually cashed it out because I had some things I had to take care of. I had some things I had to do. We'll talk about that at the end of the stream. If you've got a drink, hey, everybody have one. We're going to switch it up here in a minute because Mullet sent me some stuff, and I haven't even tried it yet, but we fixing to. Nothing is assured. What did he just say? Nothing is assured. Frank just said that right. Nothing in life is assured, my friends. All right, so again, I knew that action was going to happen at this point. Could it have gone farther? Absolutely it could have. But when the take profit line gets hit, you should take some profits. I'm not telling you to take everything. I'm not telling you to take it all. Yeah, Tristan, Bitstamp has really good data. Bitstamp, I think, was the original. What was the original? Was it Bitstamp? Was it there was the original? I don't think it was. There was another one. Was it BitMEX? Were they the first ones? I wasn't around back then doing crypto. I was dead broke back then. So I'm not really sure what the first original exchange was that listed it. Not sure. Either way, when your take profit lines get hit, you need to take some kind of profits. I don't care whether it's a 1% or 3% or whatever. Mullet says it all the time. Nobody ever got wrecked taking profits, okay? You get wrecked by holding when you shouldn't. That's how you get wrecked. You get wrecked by buying at the wrong times. That's how you get wrecked. Taking profits, Bitfinex, thank you, Tristan. Buying and putting money in your account in Tether or USD or DAI, however you want to do it, that's how you stop from getting wrecked, okay? It's not that complicated. It's not. Be smart with your money here, okay? MTGOX. Yeah, I remember that now. MTGOX. Crazy exchanges, dude. But you could get Bitcoin for like 10 cents back in the day, right? So, all right. Anyway, historically speaking, I was aware of this 1618 line, and I was prepared for it. Next thing I knew, okay? Let's erase these fibs so it's nice and easy to see. You see this red candle that I have an arrow pointing down on, touching the AMA and hitting the midline at the same time, okay? Right there, all that action. We come back here to 2017, the exact same fucking thing happened. You had a big run up. I can pull a fib on this one too. Price action was a little different, not exactly the same. If you expect everything to be exactly the same all the time, you haven't been paying attention. But 1618 was right here, and it blew through it. And it actually came back down after it blew through it and checked the 8. It checked the 8 at the same time it hit the midline, and it wicked up. Well, look, we checked the 8, we hit the midline, and we're waking up. Do I think this is done? I think a lot of the worst part is over. I think there could be more down. I don't think nobody's out of the woods yet. Just not out of the woods yet. So I don't like fractals. Everybody knows that. I think the merit in fractals is the price action. The price action of the 1618 move was beautiful. This price action of the 1618 move was beautiful. After this 1618, it actually did farther and kept going all the way to 2414. Right here, 2414. That's where these two candles stopped out at. Now, is everything perfect, and is that going to happen over here? I can't say that, and I don't want to guess. I don't like to guess, okay? I don't think there's any need to guess. I think we have enough data that we don't need to guess. But the 21414 is way up here at $277,000. I just don't see that right now, okay? That seems a little bit hopium. It just does. And if I add in the 2172 here, which I will do now, 272. I said 272. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that lines up at about 212,000. That just seems unrealistic to me. It really does. So what I want to go on now is that I've looked at the monthly. I want to jump down to the weekly. All right. Again, I thought this may happen. We get this 8 EMA touch off the midline. Okay. Been saying that since November, and it finally happened, and it feels good to have validation. I know a lot of people lost money, but take a breath. You're fine, okay? Relax. I feel like this is a double peak. This is the peak one, and we're going to get peak two, okay? Just breathe and have a drink and take a smoke or whatever you do. You're going to be all right, okay? You're going to be all right. Could this come all the way down to support and touch the 21? Yeah, it could. So don't get mad if it happens. It's possible. Let's jump down to the weekly real quick. All right, so the weekly, you got all this wick right here on the weekly candle. It's all in 1 week. What does that mean? What's up, Nomad? What does that wick mean? Well, that wick is buying pressure. When this sell-off started, this candle, okay, it happened, fine. It hung out, dropped below the 21, fine. Bears won. This candle, bears tried to win. And instead, the buyers picked it right back up. So this is a massive indecision on this candle. You could even call this a red hammer. Now, I wouldn't necessarily do that because I think it needs to come up some more to be a red hammer, probably to 44,000 or so. It may dance sideways for a month or two. It may simply reverse from here, but I doubt it. The proof is in the pudding, and I don't want to guess, okay? I don't want to guess. I feel like this is going to jog right and come off this midline. So, since we've had this pullback, we can pull a fib on this if this is going to be the bottom. If this wick is the bottom. Is it? Possibly. And I don't have any more data to go on. So I'm going to use what I got, okay? I don't want to guess. So if I pull a fib from here down, that gives me 78,000, 86,000, and 100,000 at 1618. Now, 100,000 sounds realistic, and why do I say that? I say that because it's a psychological number. A round, even number of 100,000 is psychological, and when it hits 100,000, I'm telling you that movement will happen. It hits 100,000. It may go past it a little bit, but it's going to come back to 100,000. So you can best believe when this hits 100,000, I'm taking profits on something, okay? Something, because that round, flat, even number is going to scare people. It's going to scare somebody, okay? And I know 90+% of this is software trades, but I guarantee you that smart money has 100,000 flat, even number as a take profit number, okay? I don't think that takes a whole lot of brains to figure out. That's just my opinion, okay? Now, 100,000, I'm fully aware that seems high. I don't think that's the end either. Tough call there, I know, but at least 100,000 in my opinion. All right, so how did this happen? Why did this do what it did? Why did it pull back at 1618 and go where it went? Okay, so let me answer some questions real quick. There's all kind of messages. I'm sorry. Yeah, MT Gox. Yeah, I wish I would have known about that back then. I really do. You know what, Frank? You said I remember when it was $60. So check this out. I had a let's see, 2012. I think it was 2012 or 2013. So I went to a golf tournament for my work. My work that I worked for at the time, the company I was with, sponsored the golf tournament, and we got free entry. Okay, so the free entry we got for the golf tournament paid for the round. And if you've ever been at a golf tournament before, which I know Mullet has, but you ride around in your golf cart. Pretty girls bring you beer as you play golf. It's awesome. And then at the end, they give away prizes. Okay, like there's like a hat drawing. They give away door prizes, right? So I remember this because I thought it was stupid. But during the door prizes, there was gift cards for $50 worth of Bitcoin. The gift cards were $50, and nobody wanted it. People wanted the Top Flight stuff. People wanted the Callaway golf balls. Back then, it was Nike Max Fly was the #1 golf ball, and I remember there was a stack of boxes of golf balls, and they were Nike Max Flies, and people wanted those. They didn't want the $50 worth of Bitcoin. I remember that. I didn't either. I think I got a golf club toppers. I won golf club toppers, but I had a choice to get the Bitcoin. I didn't take it. Yeah, it's my fault, my stupidity. But I remember that. Let's see. Quinn Jen, what's up, my friend? Money is temporary, hella buying pressure. That's exactly right, Tristan. Got 45 people on here. What's up, everybody? By the way, not financial advice. I'm just a dude on the internet. If you're listening to some dumb idiot on the internet with a Carolina Tar Heels hoodie on, what the hell's wrong with you? Yeah. Psychological levels, man. I'm serious. BTC on the Bitstamp chart tagged to 30,000 on the nose. Oh, nice. Roof repair, Melbourne. G'day, mate. Why did I say it like I think you said it? That feels shitty. But I feel like that's how you would have said it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Who knows? All right. So I want to talk about this pattern right here. Now, a lot of this got brought up in the chat, but there's multiple ways to chart. I don't teach some stuff because I feel like it's a little bit more complicated. Oh, sorry, Jeremy. A hammer on a chart is a symbol of upward reversal. Whenever you see a hammer candle form, and usually you want to see a green hammer. A green hammer is a very small body, a long wick, and that's at the bottom. I'll show you one if I can find one real quick. Yep, here's one. This right here is the hammer candle, Jeremy. This long wick, but the very short body, and it's green, and it's at the bottom. And then shortly after this candle, price went up, okay? It's a sign of buying pressure. It's a sign of upward reversal, okay? So anyway, there's lots of ways to chart, and I don't teach the super complicated stuff because it tends to push people away. When I start getting super hard into stuff, and I get super complicated, people don't want to hear it. People stop listening, all right? So I don't want to lose people and get people disinterested in it, so I try not to get super deep, all right? The simple stuff like the 8 and the 21 is not that complicated. It's actually very, very simple. Moving averages are pretty simple to understand. Really about the most complicated thing I teach is Fibonacci retracement. So I kind of keep it simple so that we can all learn, okay? We can all learn. Yeah, inverted hammer means down, like Mullet just said. It would be the same thing as it would be on the top, and it would be red. It's also called a shooting star or an evening star. It's shitty. I'm a POM, prisoner of Mother England. That's great, bro. Rob said, 2009 was the year my son was born. A friend of mine told me to buy Bitcoin. I said, nah, I'm good. I don't believe that crypto. Man, if I only took advice. I fully agree, bro. That's just life, though, dude. It's par for the course, my friend. So anyway, what we're looking at right here is a pretty standard thing that actually happens a lot, and this is called a wick-off accumulation pattern. If you don't know who Wyckoff is, or Wyckoff, however you want to say it, it's a guy who started charting many years ago, found some chart patterns, wrote them down, put them in a book, and people started studying it. Okay, you can look up what I'm talking about on the internet here, and it's not that complicated. Either way, a quick rundown of what it means. All right, whenever you have a chart that has multiple tops, like you see right here, but fails to hold the trend and fails to continue to make an all-time high, but on a higher time frame is still in an uptrend, you get this wick-off pattern, okay, or Wyckoff, however you want to say it. I'm going to say wick-off because I feel like that's how I like to say it. So either way, I'm going to show you this. Bear with me here. So what we see on this one is a triple top, or 3 times it failed to break upward, okay? You had one here, you had one here, and you had one here. All right, pretty much failing to break and hold this line. All right, put it on a weekly chart. There you go. It looks a little bit more obvious on a weekly chart right there. Okay, you failed to break this line. You tried, you failed. You tried, you failed. You tried, you failed. The more you try and fail, the more likely it is that it's going to fail downward. All right? First sign. You hit this many times and it failed to break and fail. All right? That's the first part of the wick-off pattern. Now we're going to get a little deeper in this, but that's the first part of it. Second part, after you have this failure to break and it breaks its short-term trend and starts this first dive, that's the second part of the pattern, okay? You have this right here. You were in a pennant. You got a clear parabolic pennant right here. Okay? Nice and clean looking stuff right there. It failed. That was the second warning, okay? After you had the three tries and it failed, could be 4, but it's usually 3 or 4, okay? You had this, it failed. You made this bottom try one more time. It failed to break the line again right here. You failed to break, and what happened? Shortly after that, the wick-off accumulation phase starts. Really not that complicated, okay? Really not that complicated. You had 3 tries. It failed. It failed the pennant and pulled back up to give it one more go. It couldn't make it. Failed again to break that trend, and then off it went. So what happened when it went down here? That's where it gets interesting, okay? This is the part of the pattern that can get tricky if you're not careful. And this is why I don't show this kind of stuff, because it's more complicated, and I understand it's more complicated, and it may not seem easy at first, but once you do this for a while and you study it enough, you'll catch on to what I'm saying here, okay? So clearly we broke south really hard here. How far did we go? Well, we can use our Fibonacci retracement to look and see how far did we drop, all right? So I had this low right here. It's a failed high and a drop. So let's start here, pull up. Look at there. We went up and failed, and we plummeted. We plummeted all the way down here to 21618. It's crazy numbers. We don't usually go down that far. And you see right here, we're hanging out underneath the 1618. I don't like that. I don't think that looks good. I think that's a bad look. So what I'm going to do is, since it went so far, I'm going to go on a higher time frame right here. Go to the weekly. Like I always say, go to the weekly and look at it from there. So, I see here I had this downward point, but it hung the 8 and stayed up. Okay? So I'm going to actually go from there first. So start here, pull to the top. Holy cow, look at there. What do we see? What's this alley right here called? Sniper's Alley. What did Bitcoin do? The last accumulation it had and push up, it retraced all the way back to it and caught support. Caught support right here. Draw a line for that. Horizontal line. Maybe right in there. Make it blue. Caught support and bounced off of it. Isn't that wonderful? Bounced right off of support. Touched 786, 886. Wicked off of it. You got a lot of buying pressure here. This is a sign to me of reversal. This is a sign to me of reversal. You had a downward pop, retraced, super big wick. You went off of 786. You went by the 1618. I like that look right there, okay? I like that. That shows me buying pressure, getting up over fib lines, and doesn't like going down so fast, so quickly. So far, so quickly. I'm sorry. Well, what does this give us? This gives us a chance to look for the last part of the wick off accumulation phase. What happens after that? Well, I'll show you. Here is here's an example of a wick off phase that happened on the daily all the way back in June, July, August. Let's actually jump over here to the Bitstamp chart where it's a little cleaner. Ah, shoot. I'm terrible at spelling. Terrible, terrible, terrible speller. All right. Get rid of these moving averages for a minute. We'll just talk about what we see here. So again, same thing. We got the same exact look right here. This is from July 20th to September 5th, if you're following along at home, okay? July 20th to September 5th. All right, it's the same exact thing. You had a point here, a point here, a point here. You had the exact same upward pennant. My God, what an asshole I am. Look at this. Can you believe this? You had the exact same point here. If you could have drawn a trend line here, look at that. You had fail, fail, make, break, nope, fail. It came around and tried one more time, hit the exact same line, and fail. Boom. Now what happened after the accumulation? It hit, you popped up, it drove sideways a little bit at support. You could argue that there's support right here. Make that blue for support. I want to have a nice blue line right there. There we go. Blue for support. It bounced off of it. It tried and failed and bounced off of it again, and then up it went, okay? And how far did it go up? That's a long way up, everybody. Look how fucking high that went. Whew, went a long way, didn't it? All right. So this was a clear, beautiful wick off accumulation pattern. You had a triple fail, one more run, couldn't break the trend, and drop. After that, it drove sideways and built up pressure, finally caught trend and went. Now, here's where our 821 comes in handy, okay? All right, so let's just take off the other ones except 8 to 21. So after the accumulation phase, bam, it dropped and failed. Tried one more time and failed. Then got back up over and failed. Now look, we had our cross right here. We actually had a cross right here and it failed. That sucked. You lost some money on that one. And finally, we got a good cross down here. You have to take your lumps in this game. You're never going to be right all the time, okay? Sometimes you got to eat shit before you can be successful. And I know that sucks, but it's the way it is, okay? This one right here, we need to mark that because that was where we failed miserably. There's an X on here somewhere right there. And bam. Let's make that bigger for the people in the back. Can I make it bigger? I guess I can't. So that was a fail right there. After that, we got our cross and off she went, okay? As soon as we got a good cross and a good bounce, it didn't stop. It didn't break the 8. for a really, 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 really long time. All right, so do I think this is going to happen again? Not necessarily, but I do think we're pulling the same type situation here, okay? The same wick-off pattern, all right? I don't think this was a capitulation. What is a capitulation? Well, capitulation is when you have massive sell-off. And I know it seemed like a massive sell-off that it went down 35% in one day. I know that sucked and it hurt you. But I need you to understand Bitcoin was up thousands of percent and it went down 35%. Okay, so that's not really a capitulation. That's just a accumulation drop. And I just showed you why, okay? There are capitulations. There are capitulatory drops. We could get into those too, but I'm not going to talk about that. We'll talk about that on Monday, okay? Real quick, there's more stuff in here. I don't think Vic's in here, Tristan. He usually doesn't watch the streams, bro. Yeah, it's kind of like a Head and Shoulders. It's kind of like a Head and Shoulders, the same kind of thing. Only you can kind of pick up the pattern inside of it. I don't know. I don't think Wyckoff taught Head and Shoulders. I think that was a Japanese candlestick pattern. I'm not positive. I have to dig into that. I have to dig into that some more. Well, slap me with Satoshi. You can drag it by the dots. Oh, okay. Are you sure? On the X, I can make it bigger? Let me see that. Ah. Aha, thank you. Very nice. Yeah, that was a fail right there. So, what am I going to be looking for on this next one? I'm going to be looking for something similar to this. We already had our accumulation drop. I'm going to be looking for this thing to break the 8 and hold it, okay? We see that X right there. I'm going to move it away, and I'm going to pull this stuff off, and I want to see if I can measure a fib so I can get a historic reference for what happened when this last time it did this happened, okay? I want to see what happened from a Fibonacci standpoint. So, I'm going to pull a fib out. This drop to this bottom. What if I pull it to the top? Ah, okay, that's the answer right there. Shit, what happened? Did I go too far, too fast? Yep, sure did. All right, yeah, there we go. Okay, so the last time this happened, at the top, we had our drop, and we come up and failed the 50 right there. And back to the daily where I can see it a little cleaner. That was a top, and that was a bottom, though, okay? There we go. Yeah, we'll do it from the top all the way to the bottom. High time frame first. That's what I just told y'all, right? So I'm going to preach the same thing. Right here, there was a 50 Fibonacci failure. You see that right there. It failed to break the 50 and dropped again. So I'm going to be looking for this thing to do two things. Break the 821 and break the 50. Now let's go to where we're at today. Okay, we're going all the way to the top. Let's get rid of this. All the way to the top. And all the way to the bottom. Right here is our 50. And we have not broken the 50. We have not broken the 8 yet. So, what may happen here? So let's go over the options, and then I want to show you something else. Hey, what's up, Isham? Yeah, what Rob just said, capitulation. Either the buyer or the seller has completely given up. He's throwing his fucking cards and says, I'm done. So a capitulatory drop would be the buyer say, all right, look, fuck it, dude. We made our money. We'll back up for a minute, and we'll let the bears have a swing. Okay? Do your thing, guys. Sorry. My fault. Or during a parabolic run like we've been in, the fucking bears back up and do maybe I should just buy some, okay? Maybe I should just buy some. Maybe I should chill. Okay, that's a capitulatory drop. You're basically forfeiting and letting the other side go. You're not necessarily fighting back and forth like bears and bulls typically would. Okay. All right. So I'm looking for this 50 break. I'm looking for this 821. We've got neither yet. We're getting some consolidation on the daily right now. Everything's kind of chopping sideways a little bit. Could this bounce down farther? Yes, it could. If we look at our RSI, we went oversold on the RSI. See that? Whenever you see oversold, I buy. Call me stupid and a gambler if you want, whatever. But I buy when I see that thing go that far down that quick. That's what the RSI is for, okay? That's what it's for. The MACD is still trending down. The trigger line and the MACD line right here are really far apart. Let's make that full size here. Yeah, the MACD here, these are far apart, and when these get far apart, they tend to come back together. And I'll give you an example. Right here, they came back together. When they got far apart right here, they came back together. Far apart right here, they came back together. That's what tends to happen, okay? But that may take some time to play out. It may take till the end of the month. I don't know. It's quite possible. So, is it possible we get another bounce down? Yeah, sure. Sure. Where to? Well, that's the beauty of support and resistance lines. That's what they're there for. That's why it's the first thing in the instructional video series that I talk about. It looks like right here has a point touching, a body, another wick, and we caught a wick over here. So I'm going to say somewhere around 35,000, 35.5, somewhere around in there is support. Okay, I'm going to call that support. You could even say it's higher. You could say, you know what? Let's do that. 38.5. We'll call it 38.5. I could see another bounce down to 38.5 coming. Does that line up with the fibs? Let's have a look. Kind of in between them. It could range in between 36 and 40 and try to get its shit together before it comes up more. I do not think this run's over. I do not think this run's done. I think we're only about 35, 45% into it. And I think the charts are going to continue to go up. I really do. If you look around the space, you'll see charts that are just incomplete. They just look incomplete. And when I see an incomplete chart, I want an answer or conclusion. Yeah, tail went down a crazy amount. And it blew my mind that tail went down that far. Yeah, CVC sitting on the 8. Forest Plus, the ultimate shitter. The ultimate shitter. Blew my mind because it was green during the havoc. And I'll be honest, I just didn't see that happening. Forbidden Forest. Look at that thing go. During the havoc, it went up a good percentage. Blew my mind. Still sitting on the 8 at 13 cents. We were talking about this coin as it came down the whole time. Look at this, $100 buy. Already sold it. How much would $100 be worth right now? $390, almost $400. Oh, no, $3,000. $3,000, I'm sorry. It'd be worth $3,000. Fuck me. Oh, fuck me. So if it goes, your question, Kelvin, was, if this goes sideways through 35 and 46, how would you trade this? And the answer would be on the weekly, monthly. Pull it back up here. Where'd it go? Anybody else's stuff often go alphabetical on them when you don't want it to? Happens to me all the time. It's super annoying. So the first thing I would do would be pull my trend line out. I have a clear trend line going up this way. There's also a trend line going up this way. It's tough. Being I know the midline's where it's at, I'm thinking everything's going to hang out over the midline. I really don't see us dipping way down below it again. So, I just got to play it straight. The monthly's still fine. And the monthly and weekly charts have kind of reigned supreme. We've seen it before, where the monthly and weekly charts kind of have all the answers. And I don't want to change that and try to radically make a big difference out of something that may or may not be there. There we go. Yeah. I can pull a parallel channel on this one. How about that? Yeah, there's a little bit more data on here. Yeah, check this out. This is what gets cool, okay? What you're going to see now is I have more data. You can actually see it break into a different channel here, into a different, entirely different trend since way back in the day, okay? It's really cool. You see that it was under it here, broke north of it, touched, and then started a whole new trend. It's really, really cool. Tighten these lines up a little bit here. Nice and clean. That's better. So, you see it break into a trend, hang up, and take off. Could this happen again right here? Absolutely, this could happen again. This could be what we're doing now. Okay, you see that, right? You had up, down on the 8, fluttered around a little bit, and went up more. You had up, down on the 8, and failed. Now here we are, up, on top of the 8, over the midline. It's a high probability this thing keeps going. A high probability. Right here was the last time it did it. Could this happen again over here? Absolutely it could. And look where that would put us. Let's pull a fib on that thing. My goodness. Can you even pull a fib on that? I don't even think you can. It was too new back then. I had no data. I had no data at all. But if we were to do this up here, yeah, see, that would put us all the way up at 400,000. That'd be insane. I just don't see these crazy numbers yet. Okay, I think those numbers are a little bit skewed for the time being, and I don't want to get off into crazy numbers. Okay, so what do I think the market looks like going forward? I think again we're going sideways. We had massive drops with massive pullbacks up in the next direction. It all went sideways. I feel like we're going to continue that sideways traction. How long will it take to fully recover? It could be a couple weeks into a month. And I know that sucks for people who don't want to hear that, but I don't bullshit you here on this channel. It's all straight up 100%, no bullshit. I try to keep it 100% technical. There's no guessing needed. Why would you guess? You don't need to guess. You have the answers in front of you. You just simply have to apply them to the chart and pay attention, okay? Mullet's bringing up some interesting stuff. RLC is above the 8. Matic is above the 8. ONG above the 8. It went up 385%. Okay, there's answers are in the charts. You just have to dig around and find them. I say this sometimes, and it sounds like a dick thing to say, but I feel like it's important to say is, how bad do you want to be wealthy? How bad do you want to be rich? How bad do you want this? Do you just want to be rich? Some? Do you want to be wealthy enough to live on your own terms for the rest of your life? Or do you want to have enough money to buy a fucking Lambo and an iced out watch? Okay? There are multiple different kind of people in this world, and you're going to do what you want to do, and I'm cool with that. But I don't feel like people want to be as rich as I want to be. Not just monetarily wise. I don't think you want to be as wealthy as bad as I do. I spend so much time doing this, 14 hours a day, constantly digging around, searching for new stuff, finding new stuff, digging and working and working and digging. Do you want it as bad as I want it? Because I'm not saying that you don't. But if you're not trying as hard as me, don't get mad that you didn't make as much. Does that make sense? Don't get mad that your gains weren't as good as mine were when I told you to work harder, when I told you to stick your nose in the charts and dig around. You can do this too, okay? There's really no excuses. There's really no excuses. Before this, I wanted to find the pictures before the stream, but I think they're in the safe over there, and the combination for the safe is at the new house. So I can't open the safe up to get the pictures out, but I was going to upload them, right? So I'm just a poor kid who comes from nothing. All right. I want to spend the last time here talking about stuff here. What China Matt just said, you get out what you put in. Okay. You think Michael Jordan just woke the fuck up one day and all of a sudden he could ball? No. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team 2 times. Why? Because he wasn't good enough. He didn't try hard enough. He didn't practice enough. He didn't dig deep enough. But then he came back and got better. Okay, then he came back and got better. And then when he knew he was better, he dug farther and farther. And every time somebody told him he couldn't do it, it pissed him off. And he, just to show him he could, he worked even harder to be able to say, do you remember when I said that I was going to come back and get your ass? Remember when you talked shit to me? Now look. And don't forget that I said that to you. And that's the way Michael Jordan was. He took it personal. He took losing personal. He wanted to make it his mission to be as good as he could at what he was doing. That was his craft, and he was going to be as good as he could at it, okay? He wanted to make sure that your loss was on your shirt and his W from you was on his shirt. He wanted to make sure of that, okay? And he got that from fucking working and digging deep and learning, okay? I'm a nobody. I come from nothing. Do you understand? I grew up in single wides, and when we finally got enough money as a kid to move out of the single wide, we didn't move into a nice neighborhood. We moved into the hood. I was the only white kid in the neighborhood. Okay? Mary Avenue and Crescent Street, Gastonia. Okay? You can Google that shit. I don't care. Tar paper house. If you don't know what a tar paper house is, I want you to Google that shit, okay? Because I was in a tar paper house. All right? I lived in the Mill Hill on Summit, right next to Vance Street, the worst street in Gastonia. Okay? Right there next to it. My cousin on here, Jeremy, Nala Dome, South Gastonia. A couple miles from the stink plant. Yeah, you heard that right. A couple miles from the stink plant. Okay? That's where I'm from. I come from nothing. I started with very little money. Okay? There's no excuses. You can do the same thing. You just have to be willing to dig in and do it. There's instructional videos right here. I'll pull them up for you so you can fucking see them too. I don't want any excuses. I don't know where to find the instructional videos. Let's pull up my channel. Playlists. Instructional videos. But I share it right here. Copy. And I'll post it right here for everybody to watch. There's some instructional videos. There's multiple in here, starting with the trading view of how to use trading view, going all the way down to Fibonacci's trading. And I even got gaps on here, which is kind of whack. I explain pumps right here. I got how to dollar cost average on the way up and down. Binance leverage trading if you want to dip your toes in losing money, knock yourself out. How to set stop losses, exit strategies of how to find a way to get out, okay? Bot trading, why it matters. It's all right here in the instructional videos. And I'm not the only one who does this, okay? There's other people on YouTube that do the same thing. And if you don't trust me and don't think I know what I'm talking about, bravo. Find someone else who's just like me who got where they are from hard work, okay? So, look, you have to be willing to commit to getting better. I can't make you do it. If you just come on here looking for answers to find out where you think something's going to go and magically you're going to be better and make your money and it's just going to fall into your lap, that's fucking lazy, okay? You can't be lazy and expect to make money. You just can't. I'm not the government. I'm not going to give you out free checks. It's not how it works. Dig deep and get it. So this is not me flexing, okay? I'm not flexing. So I set a goal when I started doing crypto, okay, way back, when I bought my first crypto, 2018. My goal was, hey, man, I was talking to Andrew. We were shooting the shit. I'm like, dude, wouldn't it be nice if we could get enough money to pay off some stuff? Like if I could just pay some bills off, if I could pay off my truck, right? If I could pay my truck off. I mean, that'd be awesome. That would feel really good. Well, I was able to pay my truck off earlier beginning of the month. I pulled money out beginning of the month. And I was able to pay my truck off. I bought that truck, was almost $50,000. Most expensive thing I've ever bought in my entire life. Never thought I'd have something that cost $50,000. Paid it off. I didn't owe that much on it, obviously. I think I owed like $11,000 and some change. Paid it off. Cash. You know how fucking good that felt? I can't tell you how good it felt to make a phone call and say, hey, yeah, I'm just going to give you your money. I'm done. It's amazing. I was able to buy something else I'm not going to mention on here. Cash money. Buy it. Done. No more thinking about it. It's done. It's ready. All I got to do is use it. And then today was a landmark day because I had like a coming to Jesus moment with myself. I had like a moment where I just like felt like it wasn't really happening. So today we started moving stuff over to the new house. Okay. We're sold this house for a decent profit, but I was able to take some money with it, pull some stuff together, put down a big chunk of money, and the payment for a new house in a gated community with fucking tree-lined streets and sidewalks that aren't broken and a big monster community swimming pool and a clubhouse, a pond, playgrounds. They have food trucks that come out in the neighborhood and stop for everybody in a gated community. The house is less than this one. And we actually save money by moving. What the fuck? What the fuck? Doesn't make sense to me. How is a poor kid who grew up in single wides and in the hood in Gastonia able to do this? And I still don't quite understand why it's happened. But the point is, you can do the same fucking thing, man. There's really no excuses. It really isn't. It's up to you to man up and take it and grab the bull by the horns and go, bro. I can't make you do it. You got to be willing to do it on your own. I'm not trying to be like inspirational or nothing like that. It's not like that. It's just I want to see other people succeed like I've succeeded. All right. I'm not going to talk about how much money I've made. That's a dick move, and I'm not trying to flex. I'm not that dude. But the point is, you can do the same thing. You can make the same amount of money. I started with very little, and I was able to turn that into a lot. I still got a lot in the market, and I plan on paying that house off in the next 3 years. Okay. A house that I just bought. I plan on paying that off in the next 3 years. So set a goal for yourself. Set life goals. Dig deep. Work for it. And make your own way. Don't ask for anybody to give it to you. Dig deep and go get it, man. You can do this. You can do this. And if you think you can't, you're wrong. I shouldn't be where I am today, okay? I have no idea how I'm here. I've said it 100 times. I should be dead or in jail. People where I'm from, that's the way it works. You're either in jail with felonies or you're already dead, okay? Me and Jeremy, my cousin on here, our cousin got back into drugs just the other day. I'm not going to mention who he is. Flipping his shit, acting crazy. Welcome to my family, man. Welcome to my world. That could be me. That could be me. And I'm not stupid. I know that. So you have to make a choice. What are you going to do? You're going to be the person that sits back and wishes you had it? The person who regrets doing stuff and says, oh, I wish I should have done this. That'd been nice to do that. Or you're going to stop living in regrets, stop wishing you should have, and start saying, I'm going to. And I did it. And I'm going to do it again. All right? So that's all I got. It's 11:58. It's almost 12 o'clock. I tried to time that as good as I could. Thank everybody. I appreciate y'all showing up. Oh, one more thing. Yeah, the money y'all send, none of that had to do with anything. I've donated all that money. Well, less a couple hundred. We got a couple hundred more to give away soon. That couple hundred I still got sitting on the side. So anytime y'all give me money, I'm just going to give it away. So I'm going to give some more away when we get enough. When we get enough pulled back up, we're going to give away another big chunk. So, hey man, thank y'all. I'll be back on Monday or Tuesday. On Tuesday, 11 o'clock. We're going to get super technical on Tuesday. I'm going to throw around a bunch of big words, and it's going to sound like a lot. But listen, it's all recorded, and you go back and rewatch it. Thank y'all. I appreciate everybody showing up, man. Y'all are awesome. I don't know, man. I'm just a little messed up in my head because shit just. It's been a wild week, dude. It's a lot going on. I don't know, man. It's hard to explain. So, from me to y'all, thank you. I appreciate everybody. Everybody over here on the right, y'all are awesome. I'll see y'all.